I'm Dana Denha, and you're watching FYI. People from all over the world find refuge in the United States, but many immigrants can feel like a fish out of water in a land that was said to be created for you and me. Little Amal is spreading the word of acceptance, visiting cities all over the country with her larger than life presence. Watch.
Amal is a 10-year-old Syrian refugee child. Over the last 2 years, she's been walking through the world looking for her mother and looking for family and a safe place to live.
Her walk across America symbolizes that we're looking to highlight the importance of refugees and immigrants in the United States of America. We're looking to emphasize the importance that we are one human family, that when people come cross borders, that they strengthen us all.
Amal is 12 feet tall because we want the world to grow to match her size in ambition, in bravery, in resilience. She represents unaccompanied refugee children across the world, but also people of all kinds of displacement.
Her presence here in the city of Ann Arbor emphasizes for us, and hopefully for all those who are watching, that immigrants and refugees, they make us stronger. We're stronger together when we welcome people here in the city of Ann Arbor and the United States as a whole.
Walking with Amal means we see her, we hear her story, and we're here to support her.
Stay tuned, and we'll be back with more in exactly 30 seconds. Ann Arbor is home to more than 160 parks with scenic views, places to play, and some top-notch facilities. See all that Island Park has to offer during this Park Peek.
Island Park is a beautiful 5.5-acre park along the Huron River, just north of downtown. Park visitors enjoy this quiet respite from the busy downtown where they can watch wildlife make their home along the river, relax in the shade, and peer over the park's bridges. A portion of the park is an island in the middle of the river where you'll find picnic tables, a playground, swing set, and a Greek Revival-style shelter built in 1914. Two additional shelters available for rent are also within the park. There is a designated boat launch area where people paddling or tubing down the river can launch or disembark safely. Visit the park's webpage to learn more about its amenities, history, and how to get there at a2gov.org/parks.
With over 250 members of the community serving on boards, commissions, and committees, you too can have your voice heard through civic engagement. Learn how in this month's City Roundup in 60.
Hi, my name is Robert Malkai with the City of Ann Arbor Clerk's Office, here today to tell you about joining a board or commission. One of the best ways to engage with the city, advocate for positive change, and make your voice heard is to join a board or commission. With over 60 boards and commissions ranging from public art to human rights, we have boards and commissions for a wide range of policy interests. To learn more about our many boards and commissions, visit a2gov.legistar.com. Click on Boards and Commissions. Here, you can see all our boards, read a short description of them, and find contact information for each. Most boards have links that will take you to their webpage with more information. Those interested can click the apply button in the top right corner. If you are interested in seeing current vacancies, under boards and commissions, click vacancies. Here, you can see if any boards have an immediate opening and if the openings are for a specific position. Even if there is not a vacancy at the time, we'll leave your application on file for when a seat comes available. We look forward to seeing your application.
In 1993, University of Michigan grads Lisa and Wei B opened the doors to the first Sweetwaters Cafe, bringing classic caffeinated drinks and international fare to the community. Now the company has numerous locations in Michigan and beyond, with a brand new franchise at the iconic 777 building. Joining me is Lisa B, co-founder, and Brian Kung, franchisee for Sweetwaters Coffee and Tea. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So Lisa, let's talk with you first, because this is your baby essentially, right? Tell me your story and how you and your husband started the company.
Well, we both have restaurant backgrounds. We grew up in our family's restaurant business. From there, we both attended the University of Michigan. We attended and graduated. And when we were trying to think about what we wanted to do beyond graduation, we still really love the creativity that was afforded to us via, being in food service. And we both love food, love drinks. And I think being right out of college, opening a full-scale restaurant was just a little too capital intensive for us. But then, we were frequenting coffee houses and we said, we really love this. We would get to work with people at the time that were in their 20s. We were in our 20s. And so we decided to do some quick travels on the East Coast and the West Coast to see what the coffee house scene was like in both those areas. And then we came back and settled on how we were going to develop our own coffee house. And we wanted to use our Asian heritage as a foundation, because we knew that in terms of teas, that most coffee houses only offer just a few, and just the typical ones: English breakfast, Earl Grey, stuff like that. And we knew just from our culture, there's a whole array of teas that are available. So we said, number one, we were going to have a very unique and deep tea selection. And in addition, we knew that there were a lot of drinks that were inspired or from Asian culture, whether it's Vietnamese, Chinese. And so we were going to bring those drinks in as well. And so that's how we started Sweetwaters. It's kind of a mix of Asian and European culture. And at the time, we did not have kids, but we knew that when we did have kids, we wanted to feel good about everything in the cafe. So it's a real ingredient focus for all of our beverages. So not just like, powders and lots of sugar and, artificial flavors. That was not going to be something that we were going to use.
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned about the tea culture, because I am half Arab. So my dad's from Iraq. So we grew up with tea all the time at home. But then when I'd go to other people's houses, no one ever had tea, but we'd be like little kids and we'd drink, they just add more milk to our tea to drink. So it wasn't so strong. But yeah, I like that. I like that you're bringing your heritage into it too. So where was the original location? Where did you guys originally open? And were you from Ann Arbor, or you just wanted to stay here after graduation?
I'm actually from Cleveland, Ohio. And my husband's from Saginaw, Michigan. And the original Sweetwaters is on the corner of Washington and Ashley in downtown Ann Arbor.
Okay.
And, we've been there for 30 years. This year is our 30th anniversary.
That's amazing. How did the business grow? I mean, you have a lot of locations right now.
Yeah, we'll have 40 by the end of the year across 12 different states. How did it grow? I think it's very organic. We started that location, very passionate about working with our guests and our team. And because I think by happy coincidence, because we started in Ann Arbor and with the university, so many administrators and students got to know Sweetwaters, and they would move away and then they would come back. If they're alum or just had friends here, they would come back to Sweetwaters and they would say, boy, we really wish we we had a Sweetwaters where we live. And so we heard that so many times that we're like, okay, maybe we should consider, a way to expand. But we had young kids, so we weren't going to be able to open them ourselves. And then we started looking into franchising, and something that when we first started our business, that was not on our mind at all. But I think probably about 10 years in, we started thinking about franchising. And our very first franchise location is Carytown, the Sweetwaters in Carytown, very close to us, so that we could, develop that really good relationship with our franchisee, and also be able to see how our systems and processes work, but without being too far away to support them. I mean, we were like 4 blocks away. So
Yes. How did your role change with the company when you franchised?
wow, quite a bit. And so I absolutely love being in the cafes. I love talking to our guests and seeing firsthand the processes with our teams. When we started franchising, I really started having to pull myself out of the cafes, because then I had to help support all these people that were starting these new businesses. And that was just as satisfying, because it's like kind of us, but 10 years earlier, and us, but having all these pieces of support, whereas we just had to start everything from scratch. And so it was really nice to see all these tools help these new entrepreneurs. But also what was unexpected was the collaboration that we could have with other business owners, and other business owners that were just as passionate about Sweetwaters. And together, many times we've collaborated with franchisees on new products, on new processes. I mean, Brian can tell you things that we collaborate on, or we're always getting feedback on, and they're also asking our feedback as well in terms of operations. And it's just that's been really, really rewarding for us.
Well, we have Brian with us, who actually just opened up his own franchise of Sweetwaters, or he's a franchisee, I guess. I don't know the proper terminology for it. But Brian,
he's a multi-unit franchisee.
Brian, why don't you tell us about your relationship with Sweetwaters and why you wanted to open your own at the 777 building?
I'm actually related to Lisa and Wei. My mom is Wei's older sister. So Lisa is actually my aunt, but in a professional setting, we've decided not to call each other by our family names. So she's just Lisa right now, but off the phone, she's going to be Aunt Lisa. But so we are family related, but on a business level, so I actually worked at the Washington location when I was in high school. My younger brother, also a franchisee, also worked at the same location together about the same time. So one of the things that I really, that I really took from that job was just how fun it was. And, all the people that I worked with, all the baristas, the team members, we all still are friends, on Facebook or, Instagram, things like that. When I opened the new locations and when I took over Plymouth Green, a lot of them reached out to me and was like, hey, congratulations. The ones that were in town even came in, to come and see me and stuff like that. So there was just a lot of camaraderie and a lot of connections that even the guests, I still walk into the Washington store today and I'm like Richard, or hey, Steve, and all these regulars that I knew from when I was in high school are still there. So it's just those, those connections with people. And really I ended up Waters just because, again, I really just like that culture. I miss the coffee house scene. So that's, and the opportunity kind of came about too, with the Plymouth Green location, when the franchisee was wanting to, move on to something else. I was also looking to kind of do something new myself. And that was kind of the opportunity that got me into this.
Wow, that's amazing. I love that you guys keep it in the family too. It's like family helping family. That's amazing.
I don't get special treatment. I get a lot more.
Unfiltered comments.
That's
No, it
great. I
is. It
mean,
is really fun. Yeah.
that's like what you need though, right? She's telling you exactly what you need to do to be
Yeah.
successful.
And I want to make sure that too, like just, being related to the family, wanting to do the best I can to make sure that, I follow the rules. So, kind of like leading the way for everyone else a little bit.
So why the
Well,
777 building too?
That was also something that I wasn't really expecting. I wasn't, going out to look for new locations. Um, I have a friend that works for Oxford companies, and he reached out because he, knew I was doing had the other Sweetwater locations, and at the time they were looking for a new tenant to kind of fill that kiosk space. And he reached out and was like, "Hey, we just wanted to see if you were interested." And I really wasn't at the time, just because I was kind of getting ready for fall for the Plymouth Green and then my other location in Canton, kind of getting the staffing and stuff situated. But I went and took a look at the space, and really like the location.
I will say, as someone that lives on this side of town by the 777 building, you don't always get like those unique Ann Arbor businesses over here. People don't always think of this side of town because they think more like towards the downtown.
And there's not too many like coffee house options in that area as well.
Agreed.
Um,
Yeah.
and that's one thing that the landlord, Oxford, them being in that building themselves wanted an amenity, something convenient and good for the rest of their tenants in their building, and the surrounding area too really needed something like us to kind of be there.
Yeah, I think it's important that people know that the 777 building is a place where you can go get coffee, you can get sushi.
Yeah.
It's not just for the
Yes.
people that work there. It's for all of us
Yeah.
to go into the building and enjoy what it has to offer.
Yeah. And I think that is something that they're trying to kind of work towards more, is having that area be more walkable and more connected. Especially with Briarwood doing whatever developments they're working on. But the Oxford really wants to kind of build up that area to kind of be more, even more just for the community itself, not just for that building or that location. So.
Mm-hmm. Everyone I know likes coffee and tea, so it's a great place to go stop by. And like I mentioned, they opened that sushi restaurant over there. It's like you can go get lunch there. It's really cool to just go in there and kind of just use the stuff that's for people that don't work for Oxford companies.
Yeah. One of the reasons why I actually wanted to go into the space was because before we got in there, I talked to Kandu, the owner, and just kind of asked them how their business was. And they're like, "We do pretty good. We do a lot of third-party deliveries and things like that." So that was one of the reasons why I ultimately decided, to give it a try. So.
And how long has it been open now at the 777?
I think it's been just over a month now.
Yeah, so it's pretty new. So we really got to get the word out so people know that it's there to get in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lisa, this is the 30th anniversary year for Sweetwaters. That's pretty exciting. Or do you have anything planned? Any special drinks or anything?
Well, we actually did do our 30th anniversary celebration a few months ago. And so we invited the whole community to come out. And we did some fun things at the store, at the cafe on Washington and Ashley. So we're in 12 different states. Texas, Ohio, those are really big markets for us. Of course, Michigan is our biggest market, but we're in lots of different places: New York, South Carolina, Tennessee, Arizona. Our newest state that we're going to be in is North Dakota. So we have 2 locations I'll be opening up by the end of the year in North Dakota. Who would have expected a Sweetwaters all the way there?
I was actually going to say, that's amazing to think like in 1993, when you and your husband were probably like struggling starting your business, to think like how much it's grown in these 3 decades. That's amazing.
It's it's definitely like Twilight Zone when we go to one of not so much today, we're a little bit more used to it, but in the beginning when we would go like to Texas, which is so far away, and to see, like, look around inside of a Sweetwaters and see that looks very similar to one of our Sweetwaters in Ann Arbor, and seeing it full and people coming in and seeing the franchise owner interacting as owner and talking to all their guests. I'm like, this is strange. This is so far from Ann Arbor, and yet the same feeling, Sweetwater's feeling, and people ordering like French Vietnamese Olay, ginger lemon tea, things that are, that we're known for, and these people love it. So it's just like, we really have to like pinch ourselves and say, wow, is this really happening? So I think it's always amazing for us every day.
I'm sure Brian's sort of lived it too through his life, where he's seen how successful you guys have been with this business. And that's exciting for him too, to be a part of that.
Absolutely. Brian has been one of our really nice success stories in the fact that he's a multi-unit franchisee, with 3 locations. And he's been able to navigate it. Congratulations, Brian. Well.
Congratulate me tomorrow.
We have a few multi-unit franchisees, but not many. And so those franchisees that were able to open multiple locations and be able to manage it, we give a lot of kudos to them.
Well, I mean, I know personally, my dad, almost my whole life, has had his own business, and it's a lot of work to be a business owner. So, I mean, kudos to both of you on that front. I don't think people realize before they go into being a business owner how hard it is, and that you're really working like 7 days a week.
With multiple hats. You're the HR person, you're the business person, you're everything.
Yeah, totally.
But kind of going with what Lisa was saying earlier with being able, like shifting her role from being in the cafe all the time to, being more behind the scenes. That's kind of I had to shift gears, pretty quickly just in the last few years too, trying to support different locations. So very fortunate right now that we have very, very good, reliable and hardworking staff that, I'm just, kind of like letting, hey, do you need this? What do you guys need basically? And I'm just kind of like there to support them, updating them on, I do a lot of the marketing myself. So just kind of like, working with the teams, kind of offsite, and, learning all the ins and outs with that too. And that's the thing that really I enjoy most about this job is, creating these systems or, motivating the teams to do certain things and, having that result. And it's really rewarding for me to see that happen.
Well, it's really a testament to the company too, that you get good employees that want to work for you and stay there. I would like you each to tell me what your favorite menu items are, so maybe people that want to try something new can try something different at Sweetwaters.
If you asked me 10 years ago, it was always very simple. I'd always say strawberry bliss, which is real strawberries, yogurt, and sweet cream. And I like it because you can have it any time of day. It's like a breakfast drink, but or a healthy dessert. But today we've developed a few new drinks that I just absolutely love. And we're testing lychee jellies in our drinks. And so we have this matcha cold brew that I love to put the lychee jellies in. And we have mango and raspberry fruit tea, which is kind of a, like tea lemonade, but with a real strong fruit flavor. And we put real fruit puree in it. So I really love that. So sorry, I don't have one, but there's multiple now.
I'm the same way. Really, customers always ask me, what's your favorite here? And I'm like, all right, what's the temperature like outside right now? Yeah. What day of the week is it?
Sure.
How much stuff do I have to do? So for me, it's like, really depends. But my usual go-tos are, I'm very simple. In the morning, I usually just drink a black coffee. All of our drip coffees are really, really good. Usually I go with a midnight blend. It has like a really nice, like a roasty chocolate taste to it. But I'm actually straight up cold brew right now. So it's again, very simple. When I'm trying to be a little fancier, I really like our French Vietnamese Olay. It's that really strong, like smoky coffee, mixed with that sweet condensed milk. It's really just, I guess a treat for myself sometimes.
Well, we're almost out of time. So before we go, why don't you tell people why they should make Sweetwaters their go-to coffee shop? Because, everyone's got a coffee shop that they like, but now you guys have more locations. Like I said, this side of town didn't really have one, but now it's convenient.
The thing I focus on most with my cafes is service. Our products are really, really good. Our atmosphere, the design of our locations, they're really well built out. So the thing that, I can control mostly is our staff, how we treat our guests and things like that. So I would say for me, the thing that you would notice most when you come into my cafes is just the level of service that you'll be getting. Really friendly staff. If you don't like the drink, we're very happy to, and our staff are just like, yeah, we'll remake it for you, no problem, and just like, treat you really, really well.
The guest service amongst all of our cafes is definitely a very high priority, and Brian exemplifies that within his 3 cafes. I would say, if you're looking for really nice quality drinks that you can feel good about, that's the reason why to come to Sweetwaters. You will, when you come in and you get a drink like a Nepali brew, which is a blended ice cream with hazelnut espresso. You're getting whipped cream on that. That whipped cream we make in-house, and we just make it from pure whipping cream and a little bit of vanilla. There's no other artificial anything in that. And the ice cream that you're getting in there, we're not going to skimp. We're full fat ice cream. You're going to have an ice cream drink. You're going to have an ice cream drink. So you're going to get, really good quality ingredients and very, all of that quality ingredients will mesh together into a really wonderful tasting drink. So it's something that it's a luxury for people, but it's an affordable luxury. It's not like you're buying a $60,000 car, you're getting a drink. And that's why I would say choose Sweetwaters all day long.
All right. Well, I want to thank you both for coming on the show. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you for inviting us.
For more on this and other programs, visit a2gov.org/CTN. Visit youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor to see all that we have to offer. And remember to like, subscribe, and ring that notification. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time to FYI.